Today, I'm going to pull some of the best recipes from our past cookbook reviews that even picky eaters will enjoy. Greetings and welcome to or welcome back to PB with Jay. Here on the channel, we focus on all things plant-based goodness. And over the course of this channel, I have reviewed, I don't even know, it's probably close to 100 cookbooks at this point. And for this video, I have got a super solid lineup for you. A better burger wrap from Plant You Scrappy Cooking by Carleigh Bodrug. A cozy pasta bake from Plant-Based Quick and Easy by Toni Okamoto, and a plant-based lemon meringue pie by Jean-Philippe Cyr. So basically a handheld dinner, a baked pasta, and a dessert, which is like the picky eater trifecta. And before I get into this, make sure that you are subscribed to our free mailing list. I've got a link in the description down below. It's also on the screen right here. I don't spam you every day. I send a message out every 2 weeks. You get a meal, you get a deal, I tell you what's coming up on the channel, I let you know what you might have missed out on, and a little fun fact. Who doesn't want something like that? And if you're interested in any of the cookbooks that I'm featuring today, I've got a link in the description down below. Getting it from there helps them out, helps me out too. All right, to the recipes. This is another one of Carleigh's staple recipes in here is this vegan ground beef. So I'm curious to try it out because it uses sunflower seeds, eggplant, carrot, oats. It's a cool idea. It's something I want to play with. So we have to make a flax egg.
Oh, that's hard.
Oh, look at this one over here.
You gotta lay an egg?
Gotta lay a flax egg.
Good luck.
Don't mind the adventure music in the background. The kids are watching up. So basically, we're gonna make this and then cook it with a little bit more onion and garlic. And then put it into a wrap with whatever burger toppings we want. Seems pretty simple enough. So to make this ground beef, I've already been soaking some sunflower seeds in some warm water for the last 20 minutes. Basically, we're gonna add all the other vegetables into the food processor and then just pulse it until it's down to like a ground consistency. Then we're gonna add the flax egg and then we're going to bake it for just about 25 minutes. And then it recommends broiling it for 2 minutes to make it crisp on top. So stop yakking, Wooly, and get on it.
Yeah.
Get to it, Wooly.
Yeah. Don't get it.
Boom. I made some chips too, using the dough prickle brine that was left over from the other day. Alright.
Dad,
Mm-hmm.
can you help me?
I like that a lot. I have to go help Annie wrap her burger. I'll tell you what I think in a second. Stay tuned.
Later.
I really like it.
Yeah? You're having yours as a bowl with rice.
Yeah, it's not like I'm talking about this, right?
Yeah, the burger thing.
It's not like overpowering. It's not trying to taste like a meat taste. It's just like a really nice, different way to have some protein. What's in it?
Sunflower seeds, carrot, eggplant, and then seasonings like soy sauce, chili powder.
It's really nice.
What?
Oh, stop it.
You really don't like it?
No, I do like it. Why'd you say that?
What did I say
wanted
what?
to know if there was nuts or tofu or anything in it. I was curious.
Sunflower, you can take to school. What part grossed you out, Annie?
Eggplant.
No, sunflower.
Oh,
Really?
you can't even taste it.
I know, it's fascinating. It doesn't even taste like that sunflower seed taste.
No, it's just fatty.
Well, how come you ended up with so many chips?
Oh, because I made them. What do you give it?
S. I would definitely ask for this again.
Annie?
A B.
A B?
It's really good because normally she doesn't like anything that's kind of like meat at all.
It's meaty, but it's not like, it doesn't taste like a Beyond Burger. But it's still got a nice spice mix in there. Yeah, this is an S. Like just the fact that you could take this to school. It's not just another tofu thing. I'd never know that this is sunflower seeds. If you made a bowl too.
The meat had a good texture and flavor. Sometimes I feel like has a weird aftertaste.
This does?
No, sometimes, but this doesn't.
Oh yeah? Nice. So you'd like that, and you can use that in so many things.
I know.
That'd be good on top of nachos.
Can you turn it into a patty?
I think you'd have to have more of a binder. I think it's meant to be like a ground beef.
And a little sweet, but
It's sweet?
the meat a little bit.
There's nothing in there that's sweet though. It might be your toppings. Who would you give it?
S.
Nice.
It's good when you don't look at it.
But it's a B for you?
Maybe like an A minus.
Oh, upgrade.
Like a bad A.
Gotcha. Tonight for dinner, I'm gonna make pasta bake. Now I'm making a double batch of this, but I'm using 2 different kinds of pasta because I'm making some for a friend as well. And the good thing about this is that you don't bring a lot of it together until the end. So you cook your pasta and then you make this vegetable mix that is onion, garlic, oregano, spinach, and tofu. But they recommend you can add like broccoli and mushrooms and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna add some more flavor, some more vegetables to this, but I'm also gonna add some nooch to this because it recommends you can do that. So what I did for the tofu is just to give it more of a texture. I froze it a couple nights ago and I took it out this morning and thawed it, and it's been pressing this afternoon. So I'll just rip that off into chunks and put it all together. The broccoli I'm gonna cook with the pasta, which is how we cook broccoli in this house. So in theory, this will all come together pretty quickly. It's not a complicated meal, which is good because I was working on something for another video that got me a little behind schedule tonight. So we're gonna rip this together nice and quick, and hopefully everyone likes it. And if they don't, I kind of don't care because that's just kind of how I'm feeling right now. They can make their own dinner. It's Survivor Night here in the Lalonde household, so we're just gonna tell you what we think of this after. So for those who don't like watching us eat, you're welcome. And for those who like to watch us eat, I'm sorry.
But that was good. It was like pretty basic pasta, but it was tasty basic pasta.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah?
Same.
Like I would eat it again.
Tasty, basic, tasty.
Yeah, I think the only thing that was different that instead of making like a tofu ricotta, it was just crumbling, like spicing and crumbling the tofu a little bit, so it's slightly different.
I like the
That's
crumbled tofu.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah?
It's better than tofu ricotta.
Nice. And I added the broccoli. They said you could add more vegetables.
Dad, next time
Ah!
Hi. You make lasagna instead of tofu ricotta, can you try to do like just a crumbled tofu?
Sure. The only thing that was different from this, from what we normally do, is that, and everyone liked that element, so it was worth trying out. Otherwise, this is the kind of thing where you could literally use any pasta you wanted, change up the sauce, any sauce you wanted, and add any vegetables. But the tofu is the original thing, so. For dessert tonight, we're gonna make this lemon meringue pie. So the biggest difference I'm gonna make to this is I'm going to just remove the coconut oil altogether from the crust, because it's a half a cup of coconut oil, which is 800 calories. What are you gonna replace it with, Annie? What do you think I'll replace that oil with?
Taste what way?
I'm gonna make a crust instead of oil.
Applesauce.
I thought of an applesauce, but I want something a little firmer. I'm gonna use a banana. And that's gonna eliminate 700 calories from this recipe, because a banana is roughly 100 calories and half a cup of oil is 800. So there's that math. Anyway, so what we do is we put all the crust ingredients together, we put it into this pan, and we bake that at 350 for 20 minutes, and then we let it cool. And then we get all the filling ingredients together in a pot. Bring it to a boil, let that cool, and then you pour it over top and let that set in the fridge for at least an hour or longer. So when it comes to the filling, the one ingredient that might be a bit foreign to you is the agar powder. It's something you can easily find on Amazon if you can't find it anywhere else. I'll put a link in the description below to help you find it if you can't. It's really important you get the powder and not the flakes. They sort of do the same thing, but they have a different potency. So the increments that are in this recipe only work for the powder, not the flakes, different amount. And then we're gonna make the aquafaba whipped cream meringue. So the aquafaba I'm using is stuff I made. It's not from a can, it's homemade. So I'm hoping it's not too brown. So if our icing is on the dark side, now you know why, but hopefully it'll still taste good. And if it's bad, we just won't use it at all.
It looks like sludge.
Yeah, but we're gonna add icing sugar to it, so we'll see. And what's cool about this one is it's different than any one I've made before because it uses powdered sugar. Usually I use maple syrup. So even though it's more of a processed ingredient, what I like about it and I'm curious about it is I think the powdered sugar is gonna make it thicker, which for a recipe like this, I'm curious to test this out and see how it works.
Powdered sugar.
Using powdered sugar instead of maple syrup. Huh? We thought it was gonna be black and
It's
sludgy.
a lot different than it looked a few minutes ago.
That's right. This is chickpea juice. Stop throwing the stuff out. The sugar does a lot of heavy lifting. Okay, this is the moment of truth. We pop it out and see if it's set okay.
Wait, let me just.
Ooh, very pretty.
Woo! I see the layers on that side. Look.
Oh yeah, it went over the.
Look at that though.
It went over.
Cool.
It's pretty. All right, now we're gonna put the icing on top.
It's like Jell-O. It's nice. The flavor. Did you put a spice in it?
No, you were there with me when I made it.
Yeah, you put cumin in it.
I put turmeric in it for the color.
Oh, it's really flavorful. You can taste the coconut and the lemon, but the lemon could be stronger.
It's really good. Much better than the dinner. That's really nice. Well done. It's a yes.
Oh, it's creamier than I thought it would be.
This I would definitely ask to make again.
I would double the lemon. I ask for a third of a cup of lemon juice and the zest of 2 lemons. I would double the amount of lemon juice and just take that off of the coconut milk. But this is a good recipe. I would just tweak it some more. Solid.
Just
Smells
eat
like
it.
coconut. Not lemony enough. Thinner crust, more lemon.
Yeah, but the base is good. I like the texture.
Yeah, the texture's good.
And the whipped cream turned out all right. That's the aquafaba whipped cream, but this time it's using icing sugar. Makes it thicker.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this picky eater recipe roundup. If you want to get these books, just a reminder, the links for them are in the description down below. Getting them from there helps them out, helps me out too. Let me know in the comments down below which is the first one that you try. And if there's any recipes that you can remember from our past cookbook reviews that you'd like to see featured in one of these picky eater videos. Speaking of comments, I'd like to give a quick hello to some of you who've said hello to us in the comments down below. Jeremy from Valhalla, California. Andrea from Liverpool in the United Kingdom, Kim from Greenville, North Carolina, Sarah Jane from Waycross, Georgia, John and Sharon from New Jersey, Nomi from Puerto Rico, Jennifer from Carson City, Nevada, Cecil from Porto, Portugal, Tina from Marietta, Georgia, Iconic Image Boutique from Texas, Greg from New Jersey, and Deanna from Arizona. If you want to shout out on this channel, all you have to do is say hello to us in the comments down below. Let us know who you are, where you're watching from. And if you want to bump up on that shout out list, consider joining us over in the Mighty Network for that perk, along with many, many others. You get advanced viewings of these videos. When I'm testing out recipes, I post them there first. And the most important of which is you just get to be part of a group of like-minded individuals. We share recipes, we have great conversations, and you can join us over there for the price of a crappy cup of coffee a month. I hope you enjoyed this latest installment in our Picky Eater series. I've got a couple more coming up in the upcoming months, so stay tuned for those. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button to let YouTube know to share it with other people. Obviously, subscribe for more videos like this. And if you're still here, YouTube has this video all queued up for you to enjoy right here. Thanks.